think that they came out and jumped on us 9-0. I think we talked about these situations, really the whole week. That I think that if you look at just a normal NBA game or a normal NBA playoff game, the swings are about 26 points, back and forth. If you're up 13 or down 13, so you have to be able to deal with those momentum swings. I thought we handled ourselves. We got down by 11 or 12. I thought there was some opportunities there in the second for us to dig a little bit into their lead, and we had some missed opportunities. But going to the half, I think down 8. Come out in the third and have a really good offensive possession. And then, we have a breakdown in transition. And we kind of regathered ourselves, got the lead. Obviously we didn't have a great shooting night either today. They didn't shoot it well either. But I thought our guys really competed and battled. I think there's some things that we can clean up from what we were trying to do defensively and offensively, that we can get better. But I think the competitive spirit that our guys played with and the togetherness that they played with, was really good. Considering the fact of the way we closed the regular season, I think the week really helped us. But we got to get up on Wednesday and do it all over again, and we have to do it with just as much intensity, but we've got to even do it with more detail. So, our guys battled and fought. It was a hard-fought game. We gave ourselves a chance. I thought Fuchs had a chance to cut it to 1. The Zach play from my angle looked like he got off a pretty clean look for him. The only thing I couldn't tell from my angles, did he have maybe an angle to maybe even get downhill? I think it was 36 seconds to go in the game. Maybe if he makes it, it's tied. If he makes it 2, maybe it's. How he got off was pretty clean.
With him, he always talks about his confidence. He's going to take, his confidence gives him. Do you have to reel him back, or is that the worst thing you could do with Zach? I mean, do you just have to let him take those late game shots and just hope that his shot making is good enough?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of confidence and belief in him as a player, because I think he really tries to play the right way. Like Zach, to me, not one, as great of a scorer as he is not one of these guys that just jacks up shot to shot. You don't look down at the stat sheet and say, this guy took 38 shots tonight, I think maybe as it relates, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but I would say probably he was, with Vooch and DeMar, he was probably the third guy. Right. So when he gets those catch and shooting, those opportunities where he's got a free look, I want him to take those shots. Now, like I said, I thought he got off a pretty clean look. I don't know if he could have, with the way the angle of the screen was coming, I couldn't really tell if he could get downhill around the screen, but certainly he got to a spot to take a 3.
Billy, do you feel like tonight was a missed opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I think every time, you're going to be in these situations, it's an opportunity. So, I think when you always come on the losing end, you're going to sit there and say you missed an opportunity.
Sorry to interrupt, but just the way they shot. I mean, they shot so poorly. I know this what
yeah.
Basketball is. I mean, it seemed like you kind of got them on after that initial blow on a night when they weren't at their best.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're a great team. They've seen every possible imaginable situation. They're going to respond and be able to handle anything. I don't want to, I'm not here to sit here tonight and say, like, we deserve to win the game, or I thought we had our opportunities and we came up a little bit short. We had some opportunities offensively. We didn't make enough shots. But they also could be looking at themselves and saying, you know what, we got a bunch of open shots like they did too, and we didn't knock them down, and we feel pretty good about our shooters. I'm more anxious to see just, our spacing on offense. There was times I thought it was really good and we generated good looks, and there was some other times I thought we got a little bit congested. But overall, I thought we really battled defensively. We got hurt on the glass a little bit, and we got hurt in transition. But for the most part, I think we had the mentality that we were trying to help each other, and that was the encouraging part. So all these games are opportunities, and you want to be able to take advantage. But we know that these opportunities, it's hard to get over the hump against a really good team. So, like I said, I like the way we fought. It's game 1, and we can make some adjustments and look at some different things and try to be better coming in here Wednesday.
Did you ask for or get an explanation on the over the back? The foul on Patrick Williams when Giannis?
I mean, obviously, I thought it was over the back, but that was from my angle. I think one of the things that we have to do in these playoff games is we have to move to the next play. At that point in time, I mean, I'll maybe argue it for 10 seconds, and then you got to move on. Because you're not going to reverse the call unless you're going to challenge it. And we just all got to move on. I think that's got to be our mentality. I think probably for both ways. I thought the officials, this time of year, it's hard to officiate games. I thought those guys worked really hard. I think like any game, there's probably plays they wish they would have had back, maybe got wrong, and there's some plays that, if they probably felt like they were right on the money on. So we can't control that. We got to focus on what we can do, and there'll be some times we get, some calls in our favor, and there'll be some times that we don't. But I trusted that those guys worked as hard as they could tonight.
Style-wise or
I'm sorry?
Style-wise or playing-wise in the game, if there was one thing you would like to see changed, what would that be?
I thought we missed a lot of opportunities in the first half in transition. I think when a team doesn't shoot the ball well, like I want to look at the numbers a little bit more closely, but I didn't think that we converted well enough on the break. I thought we had opportunities. They really hurt us on the backboard, and when they are there, when we do come down with rebounds, we've got to be able to run. I thought we took a lot of quick rush, pull-up jump shots, quick threes. We've got to try to get downhill to the basket and then maybe spray it out. So that was one area that I would say style-wise, I think that we could be a little bit better. And then the other part of it would be for us to generate and to move the ball, to utilize Vooch, as kind of a facilitator. The spacing's got to be good. I thought there was some times we really moved it and got into some really, I thought most of the shots we got were pretty good tonight. I mean, Vooch, I think, I don't know how many shots, he got 27, 28 shots. I mean, and he had some really good looks. You're going to live with that. Same thing with Zach and DeMar. I mean, those guys are elite scorers, so if they're getting to some spots and, you want those guys taking them. But I do think that the spacing and the transition would be two things that just jump out to me right away without watching the film.
Sorry, just quickly on Zach, to come up that fourth foul on the Middleton charge in the third quarter. What was your vantage point on that play and what went into this?
Our guys behind the bench thought it was a charge. That's what our guys behind the bench thought. So I didn't bother challenging it. I thought about it, but with the way the game was going, it was relatively close. I think it was a 1-point game at that point in time. To lose a challenge and not have it potentially at the end of the game, I just didn't feel like it. Now, if those guys would have said to me, "Hey, I don't think it's a charge," I definitely would have challenged. When it was really close like that, I didn't feel like that was the best thing to do at that point in time.
Billy, defensively overall on Giannis, it looked like you guys were showing him extra attention, if not all out doubles, anytime he caught underneath the three-point line. Did I see that correct, first of all? And then is the philosophy to just swarm when he makes those extra passes to get off the double?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to help each other and rotate for each other. Like I said, it's not just our team. I think it's any team in the league. It's very, very difficult to find a guy that can just guard him one-on-one. So you're going to need to bring a lot of help, and you're going to have to really do a good job collectively as a group. And the problem is, when the challenge is that he is a very unselfish player. He's a very good passer. So when he does get doubled and trapped, he does pass the ball. You've got to be able to rotate and scramble out. I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job in that area. There was a couple there I thought we had some miscommunication. We gave up some open shots. We were fortunate they missed some of those shots. But again, we've got to be in a position that we're all helping each other. Like I thought our guys were physical. The thing that I enjoyed tonight about our team was I thought we put our body and our noses and our faces in place. Like we put our bodies in directly in right, and you have to do that. Whether it was on the glass or guys coming downhill, like we've got to put our bodies in play. They're big, they're strong, they're physical, they're experienced, and they're really good around the basket, and they score at an elite level around the basket. And if you're not going to be able to put your body in place, it makes it really, really hard. And I was really pleased and proud of the way our guys kind of stuck their noses in there in a lot of different plays.
The timeout to 25 seconds into the second half, what did you want to convey at that point?
Get back in transition. Like we had made basket coming out. It's an 8-point game. We cut it to 6, and it's the first possession on defense. And we did not have good enough awareness going back down the floor. And Middleton just goes up the sideline and drives us and gets a layup. Like that can't happen, especially when you're fighting as hard as you can. Those are things to me. I get it. Turnover, run out, long, deep shot, long rebound. You can't get back. It was a made basket. We're giving up a layup on a made basket. That can't happen. And I give our guys credit. They got it corrected, and they did a much, much better job after that point of getting back and playing with, the right, I think, concentration and transition.